Team news. Injuries to the likes of Blake Green, Ben Galea, Ryan O'Hara and David Hodgson means some are being asked to play out of position. Reece Lovegrove, used mainly as a forward since he got here, is actually at standoff here today. Up front, Konstantin Mika returns after missing last week. Mickey Payer moves up to prop off the bench. He's the brother of the Catalan Dragons forward. On the bench, Joel Clinton's a sub for the first time, having started the previous 5. Bradford beset with injury problems, but it's still a useful-looking side. Chev Walker and Carl Price come into the picture. Walker for the first time since round 2. Price featuring in a Bulls jersey for the first time in over 5 years. Up front, it's a first start for the giant Tonga Manisi Manakofoa. On the bench, Nick Scruton missed last week when he became a dad overnight. Danny Addy makes his first appearance of the campaign. So the Bulls come out, the injury list is growing for Mick Potter, minus at least 8 first-team regulars, and though they might be unlucky not to have won at Odsall, on the road they've been irresistible. Wins at Castleford and Wakefield. The Rovers leaving their dressing room after a 36-all home draw with Widnes and a 36-0 win over Widnes. 5 points from 5 games, 36-all with Saints, 36-0 over Widnes. 5 points from 5 games at the start, a promising effort when you consider the big names who are out missing. Big crowd inside at New Craven Park here today then. And before we start, of course, this week we received the tragic news that 6 members of the armed forces, including 5 soldiers from the 3rd Battalion, the Yorkshire Regiment, and 1 member of the 1st Battalion, the Duke of Lancaster's Regiment, were killed in an attack in Afghanistan. The entire sport of rugby league this weekend will be expressing condolences to the families of Corporal Jake Hartley, Private Anthony Frampton, Private Christopher Kershaw, Private Daniel Wade, Private Daniel Wilford and Sergeant Nigel Coop. The crowd here observing a minute's silence in the memory of the 6 men, impeccable as you would expect, and also, of course, as a remark of respect for all those servicemen who have sacrificed their lives to keep the rest of us safe. Right, you go then, back to business, and Steve Ganson is the big match referee.
Got it.
And it's going to be the Bradford Bulls in this change strip of theirs from left to right to get the game underway via the boot there of Jared Samet, and it's Hull KR with first use of this football.
Going to be a difficult start as well for the Bulls. They are ravaged by injury already throughout this season, but the one thing that Mick Potter, the coach, can look at is the half-back combination of Jared Samet and Ben Jeffries. They're certainly really clicking this particular season. Of course, when you throw in the experience of Matt Diskin, and there's an error straight away. It was being deemed to have been pulled out.
As he was, the big fellow, Manakofoa, penalised by Steve Ganson. So here come Hull Kingston Rovers. They'll be glad to see Dobson is there, and here is Craig Hall. 100th career appearance for him. 75 of them across the city with Hull FC for Craig Hall. And it was Lincoln Withers who was the dummy half. He got the ball away, but Bradford muscling up in defence, making sure there's not too much progress made there by Josh Hodgson. Dobson again.
Oh,
the pass
not the
goes
best
behind
pass.
Everybody. And fortunately, Shannon McDonnell, the fullback, picks up and retains possession for the Robins.
Don't normally see that from the very reliant Michael Dobson. He's such a linchpin in this Hulkington Rovers side, and so is the man there that's passing the ball, Lincoln Withers. Little short pass in and around the play the ball area.
And that was Payer who drove that in there. There's the dab to the in-goal area, not a bad kick either. Oh, and Jason Crooks has to take that over the dead ball line. It bounced tormentingly, and Crooks safety first.
Did the right thing as well. Look how it just gets a bad bounce right into his face. Wouldn't take the chance. Not surprising. Reece Lovegrove there, putting him under pressure.
Impressive first 2 minutes to start the game. Maybe one or two of the passing, when they had a play, they passed it out wide to one side, this left-hand wing. The pass went behind the players, but if they get the timing right, they look sharp to begin this match.
Here's Reece Lovegrove. The team sheet, the official team sheet, did have Lovegrove operating at stand-off, but he is playing on the wing. Craig Hall has dropped into stand-off. Craig Sandercock, the coach you just caught a glimpse of there, he said, well, look, it's just purely and simply the fact that they have got so many injury problems here, and some players have to move and alter and change their positions, and we have to make do and mend, and that is what they are doing. Of course, Sandercock is here this year. Justin Morgan now back home in Australia. We have seen Justin ever since Hull KR were in Super League. It's Sandercock's team here though now, and Wellham gets the first try. And Steve Ganson hasn't given it yet.
Beautiful little dink through though, wasn't it? Fantastic play. Wellham knew exactly, Dobson knew that it was going to be through. No doubt in my mind in regards to whether he's offside, he's not. He's onside, and didn't he do well? He knew he was racing towards the whitewash. This will be easy for the video ref tonight. Richard Silverwood, downward pressure, A-OK. And Mr. Wellham has started the scoreboard. Good start for the Rovers.
Yes, try given to Chris Wellham, the only member from Hulkington Rovers having made the step up from the England night squad last year to the full England squad now, and Steve McNamara, the national coach, is here tonight to watch him and the rest of the hopefuls for the Exile series later this summer.
Beautiful kick. Look how he's just drifted out onto that blind side, Michael Dobson. True master at the short little kick through. Look at the grubber there. He knew exactly what was doing, I'm afraid. The balls were caught out there. You can see there Carl Price, he got it back a little bit slow. They took full advantage to open the scoring.
What's very difficult and pretty tricky for players to do when they have that kick is to get the ball between the defender's legs. So often you see it ricochet back out. They can't get the ball fed through, but Dobson's accuracy and skill took the ball to the line and then put it in the hole.
And is he accurate and skillful with the kick? Yes, he is. That's a difficult conversion for a left-footed kicker on the left-hand side of the ground. He just threw it over the top of the crossbar brilliantly, Michael Dobson. So it's a 6-point lead.
Not only that, it builds his confidence as well, and he's in good form, isn't he, Chris Wellham? Really, really beautiful weighted kick there by Michael Dobson, the little halfback.
Well, reference the ball movement from Hull KR early in the game. Now, we're only 4 minutes in, but they've started with a pattern already. They're hitting the edges. They're hitting Con Mika and Graham Horn. Con Mika on the right-hand side, Graham Horn on the left-hand side. And Bradford are finding them difficult to stop. They're getting Hull KR getting a quick play of the ball and going again off that. We'll see if that trend continues in this set.
Acrobatic take from McDonald for the kickoff by Jared Samet. Just a word about Michael Dobson, who was instrumental in the opening 6 points here. He has featured in the last two. Injured at Wakefield, he looked out for a while. 6 from 6 last week against Widnes, and already on the scoreboard here. There he is, the number 7, just backing away from the dummy half spot that was taken by Lincoln Withers. Here's Craig Hall again.
He certainly looks in top form as well, doesn't he, Withers? Very speedy in and around that play the ball area. Long ball out to Dobson, and that was the 4th time that they've had the crisscross. Beautiful play.
McDonald was taken out by his opposite number, Brett Carney. It's collected by Carl Price. The referee, I think, has had a call from the touch judge.
Well, little Dowdy got the shoulder to him. Chip over the top. The Shannon McDonald got the full force. You can see there the right arm comes down from Brett Carney. He knew he was in no man's land. It was a TRY. They will have the penalty instead.
You know, it's pretty rare you see a game of rugby league where one team have to wait for over 5 minutes to get possession, but Bradford are going to have to do that here, and they're going to have to defend this line with great strength and organisation if they want to repel the Rovers again.
They will indeed. And that was Hodgson, and the ball played back on the inside, and it's a touchdown for Payer, I think. Oh, and Hawkinson Rovers have started red hot here. Mickey Payer with the try, formerly with Canterbury in Australia, brother of the Catalan Dragons forward Lupini Payer. His first Super League try against Wakefield in round 2 when they won 22-10 at Bellevue. And this is the second try that he has scored this year, and the second try for Rovers tonight.
Early in the game, and this is a penalty. The fullback McDonald taken out by his opposite, Brett Kearney. And I've got to say that this guy really has put himself about. Mickey Payer has had 2 really good runs in the build-up to this, but then he said, I'll finish it off myself. That is sheer weight that's got him over there. Came on the rush.
He's 25 years old. He's a Tongan international, having played in the World Cup in 2008 in Australia. And Michael Dobson now. Well, he kicked one from the touchline, and this is much easier, but the same result, 12-0 Rovers. What a start.
Certainly is as well. Hulkington Rovers, they are mixing and matching, but the inside pass, someone coming in on the angle, and that created it, and the flip back again. I'm afraid the Bulls defence all over the shop.
Now, while it wasn't great Bulls defence, you're exactly right, Steve-O. We've got to give credit to the right-hand side of Hull KR. They sold that play. It looked to all intents and purposes the ball was going to go into the hands of Craig Hall, and the Bradford defence bought that. Lincoln Wither slipped a lovely ball inside to Mickey Payer. So good work off the ball from the Hull KR right edge.
Early warning signs for the Bradford Bulls. They have conceded 40 or more to Hull Kingston Rovers in their last 2 visits to this ground. 49-24 in 2010, 46-18 last year. And so, as I say, the flashing warning signs for the Bradford Bulls. They're 12-0 down already. They've been playing less than 8 minutes.
Yeah, the only time they've touched it is when they placed it to kick off. It's been a tragic start for them. But let's give credit to the Rovers. Really are working hard, and the way that Withers is just controlling things that way. And look at the size of this man, an offload too.
Great offload. Here is McDonald again, dancing his way through, and he's got support outside him, and that is Mika again. The tackle's not completed. He's able to step through them. They're having the devil's own job putting him down. How many has he shrugged off here?
And it's putting pressure on the Bulls' defence as well. They've got the blind side.
Chances for the third try. He couldn't get it away though, Jake Webster. Here's Lincoln Withers. And this will come back a little untidily. Finds its way to Dobson. Dobson's chip looking for Wellham. Latest is outside him. Big collision in the air with McDonald and Price. And a problem early, of course, for Mick Potter. This is the last sort of start that he would have wanted.
Good takers there by Carl Price under a lot of pressure. Well, it's all one-way traffic, isn't it? Dobson's kick, always tantalising. Such a master with the kicking game.
And we were critical of Bradford in the last few weeks when we saw them on Sky, man, not getting their kick away. It's important at the end of this set that they get a kick away and start putting some pressure back on Hull KR. Make them return it from deep inside their own half.
Third, move, hold.
Matt Diskin is waiting at dummy half. He turned 30 at the start of this year, Diskin. He is Hargreaves now for Bradford.
Stand out.
There he is, the ex-Leeds hooker, scampering into dummy half. Jeffries with the kick under pressure from Lovegrove into open space, but it all belongs to Carl Hall at the moment. There is a wall of defence arriving, and it was a flat pass. They got away with it. McDonald again, and they are brilliantly getting the ball back to Craig Hall. Lovely pass out the back to Latest. Latest turns and spins and gives it to Wellham, and he goes down in the tackle from Elliot Whitehead.
Good job as well, but wonderful play again by the fullback Shannon McDonald.
Well, they're happy enough to throw it around, aren't they?
It's like a heavyweight boxing match, isn't it, where one of the fighters has come out and tried to knock the opponent dead here in the first 10 minutes. It looks as though they might do it, Eddie.
Another good run, and Payer has to play the ball on the spot. Thought he hadn't been tackled, referee said he was. Dobson again with a kick through. He was hampered by
taken out.
Jeffries. Here's Carl Price. He runs over the touching goal line. It's another goal line dropout. The pressure on Bradford at the moment is incessant.
And not surprisingly, when you've got the likes of Michael Dobson out there, remember the kick produced the first try for Wellham. But the sheer strength of the prop forward, Payer, absolutely blitzing the defence.
Second goal line dropout that Rovers have forced.
Well, look at the touch judge on this near side. I thought maybe he would have gone out there because there was one. It was Wellham that was taken out when the kick was put through by Dobson.
Here's Payer again.
Look at the strength there. Look at this, where he puts the kick in, and he is taken out there, just on that right-hand side. But they're running hot to the Rovers. The way that they're twisting and they're running off the ball, dummy runners from all angles.
Hodgson to his feet, plays it to Withers. He finds Craig Hall. And Hall goes down 12 metres or so from the Bradford line. The last thing the Bulls need now is to concede another try, but they ball in the hand with Dobson, McDonnell, and Wellham hits it at pace. Good tackle by Walker and Jeffries. 4 tackles gone, still a couple left for Hull KR here. Dobson off the outside of the boot, and it ricocheted perfectly, as it turned out, for Brett Carney.
Oh, he did well to keep that. He seemed to lose it round the back, dragged it back. Jeffries very, very quickly. You can see that Bradford are desperate to try to get that penalty.
Hands off the ball.
Great hands there by the full-back Carney.
Just wonder if that might be seen as a little turning point for the Bradford Bulls, under the cosh for the last 12 minutes or so. And they managed to defuse that situation, and they're looking a little more promising here in defence with Ben Jeffries. Diskin is there. He finds Carney again, who started all this. That's the last one, though, on the 14-metre line. Plays the ball to Diskin. Diskin with the kick.
He tried to milk the penalty as well. Steve Ganson was going to have none of it. I must say that the whole Kingston Rovers defence, you talk about sliding defence at times, but what they're doing, they're in the sliding position, but out wide, they're coming in on the angle. They're forcing Bradford right down the centre of the field.
Well, you certainly have got to come up with a better last tackle option than that when you've been under pressure and you get down the other end of the field. You've got to do something a little better with the ball. Matt Diskin jumping out of dummy half there and really only waiting until the last minute to know what he was going to do with the ball.
Jake Webster gets Rovers just over the halfway line. Hall again. And Dobson, a little fumble. That's a knock on each way.
Gotta be a knock on. He lost it as soon as it touched the opposition. Dobson trying to convince the official that, yeah, well, I lost it. Well, as soon as he touched it, it was Whitehead that got a fingertip to it, so it's definitely classified as a knock on. The officials got it right.
Because he took him out. What? Yeah, mate, you went straight at him, mate.
5 points from their first 5 games of the year. Quite an effort when you consider the men that's missing for Hull KR, the likes of Gallia, Green, Ryan O'Hara, David Hodgson today. Here's Chev Walker for the Bradford Bulls. Of course, he was here at Hull Kingston Rovers, had 2 years with them, but he sat out all of 2010. Horrific injury.
And this is where the Bulls really should get down on that short blind side, and that's where they're going. They need a good kick and chase. They're going to try to force the error, make sure that they can get an attack.
Come on, Mickey, stay out now.
The second set of 6, somewhere near the opposition goal line.
That's Langley who goes down on tackle number 4, midway inside the Rovers half of the field. Jeffries, short ball to Scruton, who's just on. Maybe he's had a week of sleepless nights, Nick Scruton, being a new dad. Little dink over the top by Jeffries. That's easy.
That's not bad, though. It's harder for Hull KR to score from way down here. Nick Scruton fighting hard to play the ball quickly, and it gave Ben Jeffries a good chance to pick his kick.
Wellham, very lively. Chris Wellham has been for a few seasons now, been knocking on the door internationally. Named in Steve McNamara's squad, as I said.
You've got to give credit to
There he is, the national coach.
Talking of coaches, you've got to give a lot of credit to Craig Sandercock, the new Rovers coach. He certainly has his team playing the ball very, very quickly.
Steve McNamara just bumped into us before the game started, said welcome to East Yorkshire. Beautiful day in this part of the world. He's a local lad from this area. Here goes Lulia now for Bradford. He's pushing Hall out of the way. Oh, good strength from Lulia down the wing. Gets the pass inside to Jeffries as well.
Boy, that was wonderful work by the fullback, Shannon McDonnell. Oh, nice break.
Beautiful break from Samet. Gets to within 6-7 metres of the line. Diskin, they go wide with Jeffries. He's held up just short on the fourth tackle. Now will Diskin pinch one? No, he'll give it some width back to Langley. A little bit of a looping pass. They lost a bit of momentum there, Bradford.
Well, Langley thought he was not going to be in the attacking line. He just looked, but okay, it wasn't the best pass, but it'll be a good kick.
It's into the in-goal area. Wellham is waiting for it. Wellham claims it, diffused it in goal. They want to get a quick start, and they will.
Great work by the centre. Not only diffused it in the in-goal area, but look at that. Quick play of the ball. Tremendous skill. They are on fire. The Rovers are producing magnificent rugby league football.
Lincoln Withers to Hodgson, who was tackled and played the ball to him originally. Down he goes once again.
Bulls are struggling to get back in the line of defence.
Dobson. And this is Scott Taylor now.
Not so sure that Taylor was expecting that.
Good.
Bit of a surprise when the offload came from Dobson.
Withers to Hall. Hall then gets the offload away back to Taylor. Here is Dobson again. And they go wide. And further wide to Webster via Mika. That's the last tackle this set of 6 for Hull KR. Remember, it began with a tap on the 20-metre line. Look where they are now. Dobson with a kick across the face of the post. It's too deep, and Samet can take that easily, diffuses the kick. It's a tap on the 20 now for Bradford.
That's the first bad kick we've seen from this fella, Michael Dobson. There's a lot more reliable than that, but boy, the Rovers and the fans here, they can look forward to a treat of a season with what they've displayed so far.
They've certainly looked very sharp, Steve. We saw Bradford on their last attack. Keith Lulia making a good break down the left-hand side. People would have noticed it was Craig Hall that he pushed off. Craig Hall in defence is out on the wing, but in attack he moves into the centre or into the standoff position and swaps with Rhys Lovegrove. So just keep an eye out for that. Rhys Lovegrove will be attacking on the wing, on the right wing for Hull KR. Craig Hall will be defending there.
Samet chasing his own kick, but McDonald is there, the full-back.
I think some of his teammates said he might have preferred if he could have found the sideline here, because the fact that they've had half as much possession as their opponents will mean, I think, in the next 10 minutes especially here, unless possession evens up, Hull Kingston Rovers will look stronger and will start to make more breaks. They've been playing the game quicker than their opponents, but Bradford's defensive effort at the moment still seems strong.
Well, we've seen some marvellous play, haven't we, from the fullback Shannon McDonald, but he's picked up a bit of an injury. He's was crouched down way back downfield. Threw away the chance for the trainer to come on.
Super League full-time tomorrow, the first and best place to find all the tries scored from this weekend. Some incredible scorelines already we've seen today and last night, and more to come, I'm sure, tomorrow. Super League full-time tomorrow night, 11 o'clock.
Well, it was a great kick, wasn't it? He went on that short blind side, and what a wonderful tackle by Craig Hall. Ball and all, bang, straight into that brick wall. And again, this Hull Kingston Rovers defence very quick out wide, forcing them virtually right down the middle again. They're trying to get this ball out a bit quicker from the play the ball area.
Bradford up against it, 12-0 down. Scruton in possession. Hull Kingston Rovers, of course, have made the playoffs for the last 3 years. The Bradford Bulls have missed out for the last 3 years. They were ever present prior to that in the end-of-season playoff series. They finished 10th in the last 2 years, 9th in 2009, and they missed out for the first ever time.
Well, Mick Potter, the Bradford coach, would not have been impressed with that little kick from Jared Samet. It was a nothing kick. Really, it should have been way down into the corner, trying to force the error, but it was so simple, just a chip over the top.
Here's Lovegrove again. They say they're poking their noses through on the tackles, aren't they, Hull KR? They're getting on the front foot. That's a lovely ball on the inside to McDonald. 2 missed tackles. Still going, McDonald changes the direction of the attack. That's an obstruction, surely.
It should have been. He gave himself up, and the referee said, play on. And now they've pitched the ball.
With Carney.
Carney's away.
He is away. Carney. There is a big man chasing him. It is Josh Hodgson.
Oh, he's going to get him.
Hodgson's going to catch him.
He's going to get him.
Oh, tremendous. He fell over, pushed him down, played the ball, and he's saying he can't. Well, Hodgson is out on his feet. Jeffrey, surely they'll score here.
Well, Chris Wellham's got to be offside there. Surely he hadn't got back at it to make that tackle.
Come on!
Maybe not. Walker was grounded, though. Here is Samet again. They go left with Bateman. Bateman dumps the ball, brilliant hands, gets it out to Jason Crooks, and Crooks gets over in the corner. Jason Crooks
What for?
with
Check for what?
the try, and there's something that needs
Just
checking
check touch,
further
yeah.
up. I was going to say further up downfield, but it's just going to check the grounding in the corner. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, that's fine,
Not
I'm
yet,
sure.
not
It's
yet.
Feet up, feet up, feet up, feet still up. That's a great try. But what about the flick pass from Keith Lulia? Wonderful. It's amazing because way downfield, the Bradford Bulls really should have got a penalty for obstruction. The referee, Steve Ganson, said, play on. This is fine. That's fine. It doesn't matter if he touches it with the new rule in this season. So this will be a
Anything wrong
try.
with that? You're right. It's Jason Crooks, and the try for Jason Crooks. 3 years after his Bradford Bulls debut, this fellow really is establishing himself in the Super League. Try against Warrington last week. He's followed it up with a try here tonight. And what's more important for Bradford, he gets them on the board and it gives them some hope.
Well, it was a wonderful steal, wasn't it, from Bert Kearney? The full-back raced away. McDonald was going all over the shop, and that has to be an opportunity to utilise his player. And then it was just poached away by Brett Kearney. Off he goes. Good stuff to get back. Applied the pressure there by Josh Hodgson. He fell over, got to him. He's saying anybody there to get to it. Wellham, they've made no attempt. That should have been a penalty. Either way, they've scored because you can see they're all over the shop. But watch this pass from Keith Lulia. What a wonderful flick, in and out, and what a finish. They're back in it. Can they get the two?
Jared Samet seemed to get underneath that. Didn't quite get the distance. But the most important thing from Bradford Bulls' point of view is they are on the board. They have points.
This is pretty remarkable how they've managed, as I said, they've done so much work defensively, and yet they had enough bodies and effort and to get up there in position, the flick pass, and it does take a touch of class to score in that position. Jason Crooks shows it.
That is Jason Crooks, 21 years of age. He got his first ever try against Wigan in February. He's now got 3 for 2012.
Interesting, Eddie, is the fact that if that had been scored last season, it may well have been chalked off because his foot definitely hit the corner post, didn't it?
It did, but I think it possibly hit after the ball had been touched down. Here's a knock-on anyway against Bradford.
Well, it's just enthusiasm here from Nick Scruton. Well, almost over enthusiasm. He's charged onto this ball. Well, you got to pouch it first. It's a disappointing turnover for the Bradford Bulls. They seem to have stemmed the bleeding, really, and that try was crucial for them. They're now under pressure again, and OKR will be looking to further apply and maybe score again in this set.
Look how deep Craig Hall is away from that scrum. Will he bring back on the inside? Shannon McDonald have done it 3 or 4 times already in this first half.
They go the short side instead with that looked a bit high from Chev Walker, and it was. The referee has penalised the Bradford Bulls centre.
You would have felt this. Luckily, Wellham just got the left arm to sort of just brace himself, took away some of the impact. But the way they're crisscrossing this Rovers side, it's outstanding.
Withers looks for the runners. It's a big man, Clinton. Withers was there, dummy half. Hall with a little fumble, finds Webster. And Samet standing his ground with Lulia. That's the 3rd tackle gone, but they're so close to this line. Hull KR. There's Mika again. Gets the pass away somehow. Miraculous ball finds Webster. Webster legs pumping, going for the line. Even Withers organising things at dummy half. Gives it some width. Hodgson. Oh, that was clever. If it was thought of, I don't think it probably was. Here's Liam Watts.
No, it wasn't. He just couldn't get hold of it. It bounced over the shoulder.
Dobson slides, loses possession. Surrenders possession on the floor. And Scruton was the first to react.
Was there a hand there from a Bradford player?
Heath Lestrange is out there now for Bradford. He might just smarten things up a bit.
Well, he has the ability, doesn't he, to run a little bit quicker and faster from the dummy half position rather than Matt Diskin.
Interesting that he and Diskin are joint captains for Bradford this year.
I'd be a little bit nervous if I was the Hull KR supporter at the moment. When a team has so much possession and yet only lead by 8 points, you start to get a bit panicky, and maybe as he got to the line there was some anxiety in that last attacking play. Now Bradford are the ones who seem here with an appetite and an enthusiasm and a confidence which belies the way the game's been played for 25 minutes.
Yes, they've weathered a fairly torrid opening, haven't they, Bradford? They definitely have a toehold back in this game. Hall gets as far as Danny Addy. Danny Addy wearing 23. This is his first appearance of 2012.
Stay out to play, Lincoln.
Featured in the final 10 of last year.
And the Bulls getting their defence organised. They were all over the shop in the early part of this first half.
They lost 3 players, of course, to injury from last week, did Bradford. Kier and Kopchak were 2 of them. And Ian Sibbett had to enter hospital as well.
Positioning there by Price.
He could be anything, Carl Price, couldn't he?
He's massive.
You look at his forward pass, though, here. You look at Carl Price's playing and scoring record, it's remarkable. He's flattered to deceive, though, hasn't he, with every club that he has faced. And is that a forward pass?
I don't think so, but I don't have the whistle in hand. Time to receive that flat pass, just waved away.
You know, some teams are good enough to defy convention in rugby league and win without the majority possession, but it's not often the case. And Bradford, really, you've seen here now, they've had just so little possession that the stats would predict a big, comfortable win here for Kingston Rovers. But I just think at the moment, Bradford defensively have looked strong.
Well, they have. After they've gone 12-0 down, they've come back more into the game, haven't they? And the fact that they're only 8 points adrift. But Rovers looking for more here. That was forward from Joel Clinton. It found Liam Watts. The pass was forward. They're consistent, the referee and touch judges, to be fair. That's 1 each. And that's definite.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's no problem about it. Joel Clinton knew it. He was very slow to get offloaded. Just gone a little bit quiet this game. I mean, it exploded, didn't it, in the opening 10? The Rovers all over the shop.
While Bradford are 12-4 down, Steve, it's worth remembering they're coming into this game on the back of a performance that we saw on Sky last week against Warrington that Mick Potter's called the best of the season so far. A lot of heart and a lot of determination shown, and maybe that's why Phil's reference they've had a lack of possession, but they're still in this game and they're looking tenacious, and that's probably some of the effort that they put in last week that's carried over onto this week. But I'll tell you what, they won't want to go too many scores behind Hull KR, because Hull KR do look like they got more points in them today.
That's a good run from Bateman. He's still going. 4 of them trying to push him towards the sideline. Yeah, Mick Potter in increasingly trying circumstances, proving what a fine coach he is this year, keeping Bradford afloat despite all the injuries that they have suffered. Check over the top here by Ben Jeffries. Latus has had to turn round, collects it near his own try line and will be bundled over that try line for a goal line dropout. Enthusiasm from Carl Price, Chev Walker and co.
Just what the doctor ordered, didn't it? Beautiful kick down. If you can turn the winger and dissect the wing and the fullback, that's exactly what they do. Now they can come down. Even though they're only 8 points adrift, as you say, the defence is certainly improved. But Mick Potter will not be fooled by the fact that they've only made 2 real clean breaks. One of them was way downfield. Remember when the fullback, Brett Carney, pinched the ball and raced away, but they're still in this game.
It's a tremendous goal line dropout. That went backwards. It definitely went backwards off Tom Burgess. It bounced off his chest and he flicked it back with his hands, fortunately for the Bulls. Here's Danny Addy now. Only 21, Burgess 19, some good youngsters. Bateman's out there as well, of course. We've seen a lot of him over the past 3 weeks. Walker is halted. Oh, he was thinking about the offload there. He snaked the arm down, thought about it, but Wellham clamped the ball to his hand. Jeffries, good ball back on the inside. Addy. Tackled by Lincoln Withers. Quick play the ball. Heath Lestrange dabs it to the in-goal area. Work to do here for Latus. Not interested. Just throws the ball over the dead ball line.
Quick play there by Heath Lestrange.
Second successive goal line dropout for Hull KR to defend.
Time off. Come on, boys.
So how do they break
Craig.
them down then? You're at your opponent's line, you've got them with a little bit of fatigue here now, having to defend in again, although they're buying a few seconds here with just fishing for this ball.
Well,
Ready,
that's
come
one of the
on.
things I was critical of
Speed it
Bradford in
up.
their performance against Warrington. I think they looked lacking ideas when they were attacking the Warrington line. It was driving forwards up and trying to score. Now, they did ultimately score a nice try out wide at the end of the game. And Ben Jeffries, we know, he kicked Wakefield to death the week previous. So if it doesn't come from a Ben Jeffries kick, I think they're going to have to come up with something a little bit more inventive than a one-out run.
It was a fantastic goal line dropout from Craig Hall again. It landed on the 40-metre mark in the Bradford half of the field, but they are now in the 30-metre zone of the Hull Kingston Rovers half after 3 tackles. And here is Samet. Samet gets it wide. This is Bateman.
Ball. Move. Here. Good.
The defence by Scott Morrell really is a strong tackler.
5. Move.
It's going to be a good
All the
kick
way.
now. They've got to try to
Reece,
force it, maybe get the second set of 6. Jeffries again, it's a teaser.
Oh, and it's
it
missed
could
by
be a
Wellham.
try.
Yes, it's Carl Price. It's a walk-in for Price. He has scored so many of his tries like that, Carl Price.
Okay, mate.
Back at his original club, of course. He re-signed this winter for them. 62 tries in 56 starts for Bradford, Wigan and Harlequins. And this is his 57th start in the Super League. That's his 63rd try. How about that for a scoring record? As we say, Steve, he could be anything this time.
I know, but we've mentioned it so many times. How much did they rely on Ben Jeffries' kick? And I'm telling you, Chris Wellham could not handle it. He's a master at it. The ball's spinning. Wellham gets through. Offload there. Thank you very much indeed.
I think it's a really nice pass from Danny Addy. It's easy for him to catch, it's accurate. And you know what, there was a bit of anxiety because there was about 10 metres that he had to throw that ball. It looked easy on the screen, but a lot harder on the pitch, and it's helped here now to restore even more of the confidence. They built pressure, goal line dropout, try, kick to come.
Mick Potter should be much happier than he was about 10-15 minutes ago. He'd be even happier if Samet managed to get this through the H's. Incredible though, the Carl Price, all he had to do was pick that ball up and saunter over the line and touch it down.
And this is where, Eddie, you get a lot of people that say that all he does was just score tries. That's all he's there for, isn't it?
Not the best kick again. He's getting closer though, Samet. That's 0 from 2 for him, but Bradford 12-8 down now. Hull KR still ahead, but Jeffries is the key.
Oh, he's a master at it. The ball is spinning backwards. Now, Wellham took it Australian rules style earlier in the game. And that's all he has to do. It doesn't matter whether it's a gift or it's a short pass.
I think
he knows how to score.
I think his brother scored in France earlier today, the Catalan Dragons victory over Salford. So it's a Price double act in the Super League, the Stobart Super League, which has reached round 6 this mid-March or early March weekend.
Hold.
And isn't it nicely to look around, and we're actually playing in daylight. The spring and summer's on the way, folks.
There's a worry here for Bradford. Nick Scruton's gone down holding his left arm, drilled into the ground on that occasion. Bradford will be low to lose a prop of his quality, and it's not looking good at the moment.
We're going to have another look at Bradford, as you see, next week. I think that's the 4th weekend in a run. Bradford Saints, and Scruton is in all sorts of pain. Looks like it's his shoulder.
Yeah, I think it's popped out.
They can't afford many more injuries, Bradford, surely to goodness.
No, you're right there. It's been an awful run, isn't it? And a good play by Danny Addy yet again, who's has a kick from the fullback, Carney, but not the best. Straight down the winger's throat. But they've weathered the storm, haven't they, the Bulls?
Oh, it's a knock on here by Sam Latus.
I think he moved off the mark, and that's where he lost it. I think the marker stands square. Which it is, he just lost it. This is the injury to Scruton.
This is the highs and lows of life and sport. It perhaps doesn't look like much there, but he's a tough hombre, and for him to come off, a father last week, and he's coming off injured this week in his return game. That will be a loss because it will affect Mick Potter's interchange.
It'll affect
system.
Mick Potter's mental state, I think, because, I mean, every week they're picking up injuries. It's just ridiculous for them.
Certainly is, and
3 this week.
I know, tongue-in-cheek, he was saying, I'll be glad when we're off TV.
Hold. Go.
So it's Danny Addy again, and he finds Jeffries and Samet. He remains the eternal optimist, though, Mick Potter. When he named his side, if this is Carney, by the way, when he named his side, it was a great-looking 17 with all the people he's got out, when you think about it. And they're giving them a real roasting here. This is Price again. And Price...
Oh, nearly got it down.
Almost a second. That one would have taken some scoring.
That was desperation with Dobson and Wellham.
Carney at dummy half. Back he comes to Jeffries. Jeffries with a dink ball again. This kicking game of his is priceless for Bradford. That's good work, as it turned out, by Morel. He just managed to stay the right side of the try line. Bradford piling in defence here.
They know the danger. They know that every time that Jeffries gets the ball, it puts that little dink over the top.
Just look how bunched Hull Kingston Rovers are. Sorry, Mike, there now. That's the sign of a team in a little bit of trouble here. They've all come in to stand around the ball, hoping to have a run and help out. There isn't really a lot of width and spread, and Bradford's defenders can just group up against them and control the torture really their opponents here as they just control that ruck area.
Dobson with a kick to get them out of jail, really. It arrives at Carl Price.
And he was put under pressure by Bradford, Eddie. That's a sign that Bradford have got energy left in them. Chasing Michael Dobson, harrying him on his kick, forcing him to rush it. And Carl Price subsequently can return it to the 40, and Bradford are looking good now. So we're heading into the last 5 minutes of this first half.
Let's go downstairs here from Rod.
Yeah, just an update on Nick Scruton, Eddie. Yeah, nasty bang on the left shoulder, as you were suggesting in commentary, and they're just assessing it on the sideline. It's heavily iced at the moment. He is in a lot of pain, but the idea from Bradford here is to have a look at it for the next, 4 minutes or so, get through to half-time and reassess it, but in a lot of pain, Nick Scruton.
Good work there by Webster there.
Yes, spun to the ground by Webster. It's Addy with the kick to the corner. It's an invitation for the chase. It was a great chase too by Crooks. McDonald could hear him coming. It's a goal line dropout. It's the third that Bradford have forced.
Well, I must say, Danny Addy's come off the bench and really has turned this game around. Some great runs, and now he puts the kick in. That's how to force the pressure. Well, who would have thought it? There was so much confidence running through the veins of the Hull Kingston Rovers side.
Well, it was one-way traffic for 15, 20 minutes.
12-0. They were doing inside running, dummies back on the inside. They had Bradford absolutely mesmerised. And it just shows you that Mick Potter, you send someone out, Lestrange came out, Burgess, Danny Addy, change it all around.
Any coach will tell you, Steve, well, you're going to have a chance in a game. Even if you're up against it, you're going to have a period in that game where you have ball and you got a chance. It's what you do at those times and whether or not you capitalise on it. So far, Bradford have. This occasion turning it over, though. Time for Hull KR to put some pressure on.
Indeed so. Manikafoa couldn't hold on to that. He tried to offload it.
Yeah, that's really, I think that was a knock-on.
Morel was the man who was hounding it.
I think Morel actually touched it and went forward. That could have been deemed a knock-on. They got away with it. Much to the relief of the players and, of course, the new coach, Craig Sandercock. They've got to try to establish some possession. Just keep it for a while. Keep it away. That was a high shot. Got away with it.
Yes, Heath Lestrange had a bit of a grab at the head of Dobson. Referee was well placed, though. And the kick from Hall finds touch. 3 minutes to go to half-time. A narrow lead for Rovers.
That's a nervous kick in my eyes, isn't it? 3 minutes to go, you're in your opponent's half of the field, and you've effectively just given them the ball here. Was it a high tackle?
Sure was. Goes straight for the head. That should have been penalised. I'm afraid a few of these are sneaking back into our game. The officials take a hard look at that.
Well, we mentioned the forward passes last week, and apparently a meeting was held, and we've sorted that out, and maybe the high shots will be sorted out this week.
You're so powerful, Eddie. I think the game as a whole...
Just a moment. For a moment, let us just say that was a Stevenson remark. It was nothing to do with me. And we're only just tongue-in-cheek. Mr. Stevenson does not run the game.
Thankfully. Oh, that's a big error. That's a knock-on. Oh, it can't be. Well, he's been advised. He's got it right.
Well, he wiped the tackle can clean, and he must have got a call in his ear from the sideline.
Yeah, as soon as
he immediately changed his mind, Steve.
Yep. And I don't mind that.
Yeah, but we've got
I don't mind that at all.
You know that.
Manikafoa definitely lost control of this, and as soon as it hits the opposition, then that's deemed a knock-on. As soon as it hits Josh Hodgson.
Heath Lestrange had a little word in the ear of the referee there, and he said, well, you're all right, we got there eventually.
Yeah, well, that's what it's all about. You know, that's why the Dutch judges should be able to speak to them, give them a little bit of their knowledge.
Here's the penalty. High shot. He has it.
I don't think I was referring to Mr. Ganson listening to the commentary, but Keith Lulier definitely went high on that occasion.
Fourth penalty to Hull KR. Bradford haven't received one yet.
Well, will we see the inside pass that was so effective in the opening 10? They've got the runners on.
Dobson, jinking run from Dobson, great run from Dobson, wonderful pass, fantastic try from Josh Hodgson.
Eddie, they're going to have an argument here about obstruction in the line.
They're not, because he's given it. Well, it's not gone upstairs.
He might have given it, but there will be an argument about this. Take a close look at Michael Dobson and see if he uses one of his teammates to get through the Bradford line. I have a feeling if it had gone to the video referee, it would be a bone of contention.
Interestingly enough, not one Bradford player went to the referee to complain. But let's have another look here.
Oh, this is sheer brilliance. We know he's so effective, Dobson. One step, two step, three step. Boy, this ain't a waltz. This is the fandango. What an offload as well. The loose forward, Josh Hodgson, goes over for the try, but mark that down to one Michael Dobson. Sheer quality. Inside step, inside, push off, then the offload. Superb, fantastic.
Well, on second and third viewing, wasn't much wrong with it, Brian, in the end.
Okay.
But it doesn't look like it anyway.
Isn't it nice to see somebody who works hard get rewarded? Josh Hodgson, don't forget, when he ran back and saved the try from Bradford, I know it was only short term, but it saved 4 points when Bradford made that breakdown field. He's there now given his rewards with a 4 pointer at the other end.
And Dobson adds the extras after the half-time siren has sounded. 12-0 they led, courtesy of Wellham and Payer. Bradford battled their way back into this match.
Well, the question mark I had there again was a man standing in the line, Eddie. I guess looking again now would have been harsh for that to be chalked off. We saw one given it last night or taken off last night, but the right decision on that occasion.
Hodgson's try then just giving a little gloss to the Hull Kingston Rovers first half. As I say, they were 12-0 up, then it was 12-8, Crooks and Price. Hodgson right on the stroke of half-time. Dobson's conversion after the bell. 18-8 at the break. Hull KR, good show. Half-time here, and they're about to get the second half underway. Hull KR are ahead. They ended a 20-year wait for a win at Odsal last year when they won 34 points to 8 in August. They have won the last 4 here against Bradford. In the box seat as we start the second half. Hall's kick-off knocked on by Ben Jeffries. Not the sort of stuff.
No, that went backwards and it bounced forward, I think. I think he's got that right. I got a call wrong at the end of the first half. I think he's got this one right. I don't think that's gone forward.
Yeah, I think you got it right. To be fair to Ganson, he looked to both his touch judges. Yeah, that went backwards and then bounced forward. So you're even now, Brian. So important now that the Bulls try to get some good possession and field possession early in the piece. Remember, they were starved at the start of this game. They never had a whiff of it and allowed the Rovers to get to a 12-0 lead.
Whitehead with the kick down the line. Bouncing and picked up by Latus. Let's go down to Rod Studd.
Well, as far as Craig,
Rod.
yeah, thanks, Eddie. As far as Craig Sandercock is concerned, as you'd expect, Eddie, very pleased with the way they started the half and very disappointed with what happened in the middle as they let that big lead slip away a little bit. They want to get back to what they did in the first 10 minutes and cut out the silly errors. And as far as Mick Potter's concerned, it's been like this all season, really. Just hang on in there. They know they've got a load of injuries, a lot of players missing. Just hanging on in there as far as Bradford are concerned. And the injuries they picked up in this match, yet more. Nick Struten's shoulder. They're not sure whether it's dislocated or not. They think it may be. They need to check it. No, not sure. And Jamie Langley's got some badly bashed up ribs as well to add to their worries, Eddie.
Well, it's going from bad to worse injury-wise for Bradford. And the referee wipes the tackle count down eventually under pressure from the crowd and everybody else. Scott Morrell will take it forward for Rovers.
They definitely played that by Brett Carney, the Bradford full-back. So, again, assistance from the touch judge, which is good. They're combining well, aren't they?
Jason Netherton plays the ball here to Lincoln Withers, finds Dobson.
That look
He
forward.
gets to Wellham. There's support either side. Hall will take the try and touches down. Jason Crook stood his ground, thought he was coming underneath the post, and then when he decided that that wasn't going to happen, went for Craig Hall, but it was too late. Flying start, tries either side of half-time also for OKR, and Craig Hall, 100th career appearance, and he marks it with a crucial try.
Well, a little bit of lady luck perhaps going their way, because as far as I'm concerned, I thought the pass from Dobson to Wellham was slightly forward, take nothing away from them. You play to the whistle. Might be able to get a better look on that, but that looked as though Wellham had taken the jump. Just a fraction in front.
Had to be scored though. Here's the pass.
That's a forward as far as I'm concerned. You could see that he was pretty close to the line, but the support play was quite superb. That's all you have to do.
I thought what Chris Wellham did was very clever, though. Maybe one of the reasons why Steve McNamara has him in one of the international squads to train on, because he changed direction just before he received possession. Michael Dobson adds 2 more points on, and the Rovers are showing that they can start halves of this game very dynamically.
He did change his line, but I think Ben Jeffries is going to be very, very disappointed with his defensive effort here. They ended up having numbers, I believe, and Ben Jeffries has got to come in and hit Chris Wellham there. He's got his man outside marked by his colleague. It was a poor defensive decision. Chris Wellham is good enough to take advantage of that.
Oh, perfect start then for Craig Hall, and Hull KR started this second half, stretches the lead to 24 points to 8, and the try scorer is underneath the kickoff, and Liam Watts takes it forward, but not too far forward.
To be fair, Mick Potter, the Bradford coach, will be thinking what on earth he has to do, because they certainly didn't have much lady luck last week, and it's gone against them. But you get away with it sometimes. You play to the whistle.
Withers is there again. They go down this left channel once more with Liam Watts.
All good again.
Now they'll come down the centre with Morrell. He finds Hall, who's pretty tall, pretty mobile, Craig Hall. And the touch judge is on. He has seen something in the tackle here.
John Bateman has been...
Is it Jared Samet who's actually going to be guilty, I think, of it? Going over the top of the right elbow.
Either way, the touch judge on very, very quickly.
Listen to the report, mate.
He's holding the fingers. I'm not sure you could classify that as a chicken wing or something.
No, it's his right elbow, Steve-O. He's gone close to giving him a right elbow in the face. Didn't, I think, in the end, but just have a look there. Well, he's ended up clipping him across the eye. That's what he's got penalised for.
Not very good on that look, is it?
No, and yet again, we've seen quite a few of those this season, and
well, Chris Bridge felt the weight of the disciplinary committee this past week for an infringement against Ben Jeffries last week.
and not much weight.
Well, he had the guilty plea, Steve-O, which is acceptable. And,
True.
it's a one-match ban. He served it. Move on. Withers. Here is Dobson.
Well, they weren't going to take the dummy on that occasion.
And Withers again. Back it comes, a little untidily, but Liam Watts picks up the pieces and then just marches forward a couple more metres.
Keep your eye on Netherton. Will he come on back on the inside?
Dobson, short ball again. Missed out Netherton. He found Graham Horn instead. Morrell keeps it going. It's with Dobson, a little stab to the in-goal area. Good job that Keith Lulia was there for Bradford, and he'll begin the response. That's good work from the centre.
Tries to get up quick, play the ball as well. Say the way that the Rovers get back. Okay, it was a good run there, but you've got to say that this Rovers outfit, they're looking a lot fitter. They're getting back in their defensive line quicker.
Bradford have to be the next team to score. I'm not saying they have to do that soon, but they have to be the next team to score if they want to win this game. And one of the dangers sometimes is you put all your effort into attacking and neglect to concentrate fully in defence. There has to be one of the aspects here. They have to restrict the yards that Hull Keister Rovers make and prevent any breaks. But they again have to be the next team to score if they want to win this game. And I think that they know that as well.
He's with us and gets the ball in field to Reese Lovegrove once again.
Playing very confidently as the hooker. Lincoln Withers has been just the link that they need, is to control things very, very well. Here's a big fella again.
Yes, it's Mickey Payer. They seem to have not much of an answer to Mickey Payer in the first half. Hall, gets the pass away forward. And that is a pass to Graham Horn that the referee has pulled back. And Bradford will be breathing heavily, because had that gone in, that was game, set and match.
Just went through the tackle and he's got it right. Drifts forward. Graham Horn, he thought he was on his way to the try time. Well spotted by Steve Ganson.
Close, double, close.
Was forward.
Okay. Right out.
10th season in Super League for Graham Horn. Was with the Giants last year, 8 tries, a career best, but of course from the other side of the city, and brother Richard is over there. It'll be tasty between the Horn brothers come Derby Day. Carney gets the ball away well, and good defence on the big man Whitehead. He's trying to pinch the ball off him as well, but Dobson coming in for the kill in the end. Here's Heath Lestrange. Now then, here's Graham Horn standing square then.
I don't think he was, but referee just waves it away.
Jeffries pops the pass up. It's the big fella Manaka forward again.
Move. Good.
Last one here for Bradford again, via the boot of Jeffries to the air. Claimed by Hall.
No, he's pinched it.
Pinched by Lulia. And Lulia, well, he was almost held over with a couple of barges then. 6 to go for Bradford Bulls. Samet bounces off Morel, keeps going. Samet so close. Danny Addy waits at dummy half for Bradford. Spins the ball to Carney. Carney then gives it to Manakafor again. And the big man's using his strength to back where this all started. Heath Lestrange. Jeffries. Carney. And put down by Whitehead. Well, a hat-trick hero a couple of weeks ago, Elliot Whitehead. And poor old Mick Potter just cradles his head in his hands.
He did everything right, didn't he, the fullback Red Carney? He was coming back on the inside, but there again, this is one thing that I've been impressed with. He wouldn't be impressed with that, Mick Potter, but the one thing I am very impressed with is the way that the Hull Keister Rovers defence, they are not being sucked in by that inside running, the dummy, they are standing firm.
How do you legislate for that? Great position and a chance. Phil said they need to be next to score, and I agree with him, and that's perfect opportunity. There's a man who's played well for so long.
And a quick shout from Danny Addy, because Chris Wellham is hurt here.
Well, Addy was trying to strip the ball or prevent him from it, but he probably heard a
just make sure you're
crack.
because it's a daft one if I have to catch you with it if you're out too
Spin
quick.
him around is got really no way to protect himself. He hits the ground, can't get an arm free, and that's a leg underneath.
Yes.
Oh,
There was an arm there that made the lever even
that is
narrower.
that is painful.
Well, that's gonna.
Okay.
It's unfortunate. It looks like it's around the knee joint. You're right, twisted badly and caught underneath the way to tackle, and vulnerable position. Nothing malicious in the tackle, but thoughts now be there's no serious damage done to Chris Wellham in his left leg. That's
Couldn't get it out of the way. Couldn't do anything about that at all. Nothing toward, as Brian's already mentioned. This will be a big blow to the Rovers if they lose Chris Wellham.
And you know, that's a tough job. I said it last week, Eddie. As a physio there with the orange shirt, he's got to make a very quick assessment of somebody's knee here, isn't he? He's on the field, he knows time's against him, but he has to know whether the guy's ligaments or cartilage have been damaged. Is it safe for him to play on? Obviously, he's asking the player for feedback, trying to make some sort of assessment on manipulating the knee joint and signals to the bench. I think that means okay.
Looks like he's okay.
Going to play on. It looked like he was on his way off, didn't it? They're tough customers, these Super League players. And he's one of the most talented. Here comes Lovegrove now, though. It'd be a shame if Chris Wellham had been badly injured there, and he's still flexing the knee. Good week for him to date with the call to the England squad. They're going his way as well, but now they come back with Graham Horne.
Getting through a lot of work, isn't he, Horne? He's eager beaver, wants to be on then, and the way they've controlled that ruck has been impressive.
Okay.
Dobson with the kick down field, and
Not a good one.
straight into the arms of Carney, who just pops it up for Carl Price, and he will run at Lincoln Withers. By the way, talking about the England internationals this year, 2 games. It's a mini-series against the Exiles in 2012, and in June and July you will be able to enjoy those games live with us here on Sky Sports. Penalty, meanwhile, for the Bradford Bulls.
Lovegrove just taking an
This
eternity.
is remarkably, after 51 minutes, Steve-O, this is Bradford's first penalty.
Okay.
There is the England coach watching on avidly.
Come on, Reece. Not like that, mate. Hold.
Need something special now, Bradford. Try to get themselves back into the game. Monica forward. Certainly got the size and the weight, but it's been very difficult to get through this solid defence. Look how the Rovers just stand off.
Carney. Well, it must be okay. That's a decent tackle. Samet was the dummy half. It's Jeffries. Danny Addy's the runner. 3 tackles gone, this set of 6 for the Bradford Bulls. Lulia hounded down by Craig Hall and Scott Morrell. Bateman having a little run. Still going, Bateman. Good strength, good tackle again by Hall. Last one here. Crooks trying to pinch one, is it? I think he might have got this.
It's down.
I think he might have got this. He has. The referee does not need to refer that upstairs. And Jason Crooks with the 2nd try for him tonight. Doubles his tally for the season. He knows where the try line is, this young man. And, well, Hull KR first blood in the second half, but Bradford Bulls, as they did in the first, they have battled their way back.
And it all came about from the first penalty that Bradford have got. Took advantage, got themselves into a good position. This was messing around there, you can see. Got themselves in a position, and that all came about from a quick play the ball. That was excellent play. Good stuff. He took full advantage of it. Got it down, no doubt about it. Morrell tried his damnedest. Take your chances. That's try time. Well done.
Shown a mix of skills that are wing and ease, don't they? Obviously, you've got to be able to tackle, you've got to be able to carry the ball forward, but you also have to finish chances. And he took a great one in the first half, demonstrated more bravery and determination in the second one there to, I think, give his side some hope.
And now the question is, can Jared Samet add the extras for his first successful kick of the night? And the answer is yes, he can. That will lift them, because they're now only within 10 points, 24-14. Crooks with the try. And Samet with the goal.
It could very well prove the difference, isn't it, Samet? Even though they were difficult conversions, if they could have added those, it really would have brought this game to life.
You have to credit Bradford for digging in here, because in the first half early it looked as though the match might just run away from them. Then they conceded the first try in the second half. But they dig themselves out of a hole, don't they, on regular occurrences.
I think Phil's previous statement still applies. I think if Bradford want to win this game, again, they'll have to score next. I really do think that they'll need to get closer to Hull KR. Hull KR still look more dangerous. I know Bradford are clinging in there. We saw them cling in against Warrington, come away with nothing at the end. Albeit, give it granted, Warrington have a quality side. But I think they'll need to score again here and possibly score in the next 10 minutes or so, give themselves a chance.
Burgess played the ball to Heath Lestrange. He then gave it to Ben Jeffries. And that's Manakufoa, who played it quickly to Lestrange again. Whitehead held on this time under pressure from Wellham and Dobson.
Boy, Wellham read it, did so well. He came out of that line. He let that just trundle over. Well, the kick into the corner is a good option. Maybe they can just force the error. Remember, Craig Sandercock, the Rovers coach, made it quite clear that in the first half, commanding lead 12-0, they were controlling the game, and then they just had a little bit of a lull. They can't afford to do that again, the Rovers.
Time off.
You know, some teams look nervous, don't they, when they're in front in the second half, and some teams just look more confident with the points on the board. At the moment, Hull Kingston Rovers, I don't know, maybe there is an anxiety. They're expected to win here at home with a pressure and expectation from this crowd, but they will have to deliver here because Bradford are going to make them fight for these 2 points.
Two clubs we're watching here tonight with the realistic ambitions of being in the playoffs shake-up come the end of the season. As I say, Hull KR have been there for the last 3, Bradford not for 3. This is latest. As far as Rovers concerned, they qualified for the playoffs for the 3rd year running last year, finishing 7th. 7th as well in 2010. Remember the heady days of 2009 when they finished a best ever 4th? Well, they want to be involved in the end of season jamboree again in 2012, but Bradford want to get back to what they believe is their rightful place.
It's good work though. They've got over the halfway line. They're set, and it's a deep kick, but right down the throat of the full-back. But look at that chase. That is tremendous.
Enthusiastic running from Hull KR, and a brave carry from Jason Crooks, and now another one from Carney.
Again, he was trying to force the referee to give a penalty. I'm not so sure that Scott Taylor had gone back the full 10.
Chev Walker goes down 40 metres away from his own line.
I think Bradford realised they have to get very, very close to the line and utilise the kicking talent of Ben Jeffries. Made so many tries for them.
Here's Bateman again.
But they're a long way out for that.
It's the last tackle. The kick from Jeffries is high and pretty deep.
Bit too far.
By Latus. Saw an article in one of the papers this week about young Bateman, and Mick Potter thinks that it might be a little unfair to compare him to Andy Farrell. You've done it a couple of times when we've been watching him. Says he's a bit young, it might be a bit too much pressure for him, but you're still convinced that young Bateman has a great future in this game, yeah?
I am, because some of the things I remember Andy Farrell at a similar age, the way he used to play, the things he was able to do at that time, playing against men 5 and 10 years older than him. And I see similarities with John Bateman. I hope he does go on to be as successful as Andy Farrell in rugby league. And you know, it is tough. You've got to remember here, it's not long since he left school, and all of a sudden you're playing against men who've been full-time professionals for, as I say, almost a decade or more. And he matches it very well at level. There will be a time where he hits a lull, but I hope it's not tonight.
Can Carl Price please come in and get involved in this? This is the criticism I level at the man. He scores an incredible amount of tries, but he's a huge figure, and he needs to get in and get involved, especially on kick returning the ball for the Bradford Bulls. The rest of the outside backs have got in and done their share of the work. He is devastating when he runs the ball, when he gets in and decides to do some work. I don't think we see it often enough.
It's going his way now. Then it's straightened up by Whitehead. They're going down his wing again here. This is Addy, but he'll take the tackle from Wellham.
Well, to be fair, Elliot Whitehead had become very effective out there on that right-hand side, just running off the centres.
No way through for Jeffries. And this is the last tackle. Addy with the kick, and just drilled that into touch.
Well, they lost the way a little bit there, Bradford.
It was safety first, that, from Addy, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it had to be, because it was Ben Jeffries that had to play the ball. He should have been getting someone in there so he could get the first receiver. I mean, that is a kick put him into position, but really they wanted a high bomb to try to get that try that they desperately need.
You'll see at the bottom of your screen there, the fact that Bradford have missed twice as many tackles as Hull Kingston Rovers would probably indicate in most games that Rovers will win it. And again, they are in front by 10 points here. They've had a majority of possession, they've used it intelligently. And Aaron Marzimeter, again, another, isn't currently aware of what the score is at the moment, but it would suggest that Hull Kingston Rovers would go on to win this game. But there is just something that's worrying away that maybe Bradford are pushing for another try.
Phil, can you explain to me before we came on the air, that says by 5 points. That factors in to the viewers, and I've heard two people asking me, what did he mean by 5 points? Does that mean there's going to be a drop goal in this match?
No, it doesn't. No, it's just going to the closest point, isn't it? We've got a lot of numbers that it's crunching in there, the computer, and it's rounding it up to the closest number, the closest point at this stage.
Fair enough. That's good for people to know. It's a nice ding through. What's the bounce like? Oh, brilliantly connected by Carney.
He's got the numbers as well. He's got to offload. Oh, he should have given it.
He should have given it infield because Carl Price was hunting then.
And what a great effort from the prop forward, Mickey Pear. I don't know whether he was having a rest in the back there, but he certainly confused him. He got back.
Bradford haven't finished yet. They fired it wide. That looked forward to Crooks, and indeed it was. It drifted forward.
He knew the opportunity of a hat-trick there was just drifting in front of his eyes. Well, it was a great run, wasn't it, Brett Carney? And remember, in the first half, it was Carney that pinched the ball and got the Bradford Bulls back into the game. He nearly did it again, but I'm with you, Eddie. He really should have offloaded.
And to be fair, Brian, you were asking for Carl Price to get involved. He was there then. He was in support. The pass just didn't come.
No, look, it's a compliment I'm trying to play Carl Price, because I think he can be so good when we see it. I just don't think we see enough of it. You reference the tries that he scores when he just puts the ball down over the line. I think he's as big as any forward in the game, and he's certainly athletic and he's got great skills. Just think I'd like to see a bit more of it in the game.
We're talking of doing more, and there is a man in question, Carl Price, but we've just seen another big run by the big fella, the prop forward. He's had a mighty game, hasn't he, Mickey Pear?
Well, you'd have to say their season started well because of Pear and because of Konstantin Mika. I mean, their recruitment seems to have been good, Eddie. It's very difficult bringing players from overseas. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But the ones they've brought in the off-season seem to have been strong additions to the squad.
Oh, that was a tidy little bounce. Pass off the ground. Was he tackled? Webster goes over. The referee will surely have a look at this.
Wonderful play, though, wasn't it? Reese Lovegrove, he's got to check whether the ball-carrying arm was dead. Is it hit the ground? You can see there, Brett Carney says, you've got to look at that. And yes, he has.
They're checking the onside-offside first. There's nothing wrong there, I don't think.
Beautiful
That's what
play.
they have to do. They have to go through the process. Now, here we go.
It was a great kick from Lincoln Withers, the hooker. Now,
That not tackled, Mike.
I don't know. I don't know whether
He's on the ground, but there's a man holding him.
It's the ball-carrying arm that counts. And the ball-carrying arm,
movement stops.
and as soon as he changes it...
Tackled.
This is a...
How's he not tackled?
Well, the ball-carrying arm has to hit the deck first, but he moves the ball across.
There's the arm.
And he moved, so that should be...
He's on the ground and he's tackled. I think Phil's right on that one. Interestingly enough, I think Steve Ganson blew the whistle before Jake Webster actually touched the ball down, so I don't know what would happen there.
But it was a wonderful kick by Withers. And I'm with you guys. I think that Webster's
He's
the right arm there, and that's it. That's conclusive. Should be no try. I don't think we'll go to see the grounding. Be wiped up.
I think we've agreed it's no try, and it's a penalty to the defence, to Bradford, because he passed the ball having been tackled. So penalty to Bradford, and another big sigh of relief.
But wasn't it quick thinking, wasn't it, by Webster? Give him full credit to that, and the support play. Well, they've displayed a lot of skills of the Rovers tonight. They'll do well in Super League this year if they keep this up. It's been very, very pleasant to watch. And I must give a lot of credit to their new coach. Sandercock has certainly got them fit, got them playing for each other.
Well, I can hear the roars for Bradford's calls from St Helens here, because if Hull KR win, Saints will drop out of the top 8 for the first time in a long, long time.
Neat little run there by Matt Diskin. He's out into the fray. They've got to up the tempo, and they're doing that.
With Bateman.
They're not going to throw the towel in, the Bulls.
Diskin and Jeffries again. And here now is Whitehead, a fumble, just lost the momentum slightly there. Jeffries again. There's a penalty, the arm was in. Dobson had a problem, of course. You pulled that arm out and it looks as though you've stripped it and conceded a penalty anyway.
He's claiming that Whitehead was holding it. Boy, this will really set this game alight if it can get over.
Penalty count has really levelled itself up, hasn't it? Can the scoreboard get pretty close here? Jeffries, he finds Addy, and Addy will come up the middle. Nika got to him, but he still got the ball away. Samet with a long pass to Crooks. Crooks, oh, hello. Oh, a pinch, and he is in.
It's Diskin.
Matt Diskin who has pinched it, but was he onside?
Well, it's been a busy night for Richard Silver with the video referee.
Well, this kick came out of nowhere, so if he stayed onside, he's done very well, and looks like on that first angle, I think he's okay.
What about his vision to kick it inside? Seeing Diskin there through that gap of white players.
That's okay.
He is onside. He's both feet behind the ball as it's kicked.
You can tell that by the stripe on the ground. And he's pinched it from Reese Lovegrove, hasn't he?
Yep.
That's a fabulous kick. Fabulous vision, fabulous kick.
Fantastic take as well.
This has really set up the game. They looked out on their feet, and there's confirmation.
Matt Diskin with the try. A try last week against Warrington as well. 2 in successive weeks. 12th year in Super League. 300+ games. A man of the match in the 2004 Grand Final for Leeds against Bradford, and he's just breathed life into Bradford's challenge here in East Yorkshire.
Well, it looked as though they were going nowhere with it, and quick thinking by the winger. Had he got the offload, and then you think, well, I can't go down there, but Diskin says I can. He pinches it from Lovegrove.
And they have the sniff of something now, Bradford, and if Samet can kick this... He knows how important it is too. Look at the study of concentration. Here he goes, Samet. Can he add the extras? Yes, he can. Yes, he can. It's 24 points to 20. Bradford, though, are in this.
Credit to Mick Potter as well. His decision to interchange Heath Lestrange and Matt Diskin, starting with Diskin, bringing him off and bringing Heath Lestrange on, brought Matt Diskin on to speed up the game, took a quick tap penalty, and then he was conscious enough to stay alive on the inside of the ball. So when it goes out wide to Crooks and he puts a kick back in, it's Diskin fighting harder than Lovegrove to get the ball and ground it.
And that's why coaches are multi-millionaires, eh?
But I must say that Lovegrove will be bitterly disappointed. That was a very, very loose carry. He had every opportunity to make sure that he grounded that ball in the in-goal area, but take nothing away from Diskin.
Quarter of an hour remaining, 4 points in it.
Well, there's one thing that the Rovers coach Sandercock realises is that they can't just hang on. They've got to keep playing open football. They know that I don't think 4 points can be enough. They've got to score again to try to finish it off. There's plenty of time left on the clock.
And here goes Bateman again for Bradford. Diskin, the latest try scorer, a scampering little run, turns it back to Jeffries. Jeffries then goes wide, and he finds Whitehead, and Whitehead has slipped the net, and Whitehead has got support inside him. Brilliantly picked up by Carney. Fantastic Bradford try. Bradford are level with a kick to come. The game has turned upside down in the last 5 minutes. A wonderful run from Whitehead. Just left the opposition for dead, and Carney was quick enough to get up there and support. The pass came, and Carney was over. 24 all, kick to come. Bradford might take the lead here for the first time.
Incredible. This is why you've got to love rugby league so much. Jeffries back on the inside. It was a neat little offload, but what about the break from Elliot Whitehead? Talk about keeping calm, cool and collected. And the step from the fullback, Fred Carney. You little beauty. Diskin, offload. Jeffries, all the experience in the world. Stepping inside there. Chris Wellham, he was off balance. Great stuff. Incredible. They were down 24-8 in the second half. How on earth have they got to a position? And Samet has the chance to put them in the lead.
Yes, he's Kicking here for Bradford to take the lead for the first time. They were 12-0 down, as Steve-O says, 24-8 started this second half. And this for an unlikely lead for the Bradford Bulls. And Bradford have a 2-point advantage.
Well, about 20 minutes ago, Elliot Whitehead dropped the ball cold and cost his team possession, attacking the whole KR line. Maybe thought the chance had gone, it didn't. He stayed alive. Look at the work that Matt Diskin and Ben Jeffries do around the ruck. Coming back again, causing trouble to the Hull KR defenders. Elliot Whitehead, some great defence, stepping around an uncomfortable-looking Chris Wellham and finding his full-back, where every full-back should be, backing up the middle. Brett Kearney, well, he's a solid and consistent performer for Bradford Bulls. We have a game on our hands now.
18 points in 13 magical minutes for the Bradford Bulls, and how incredible. Bradford can't buy a win at home, and yet they are so good away. This could be 3 from 3 on the road for them if they hang on to this tonight.
And Mick Potter, the coach, said it will be so pleased, mainly due to the fact that the work that the fullback Brett Kearney has done tonight. He has dragged this team time and time again back into this game.
And is this a good time next Saturday to be facing St Helens, who have not won for the last 4 matches? Bradford against Saints is live with us next Saturday. The Friday match live is Huddersfield against Castleford. HD1 for that.
A desperate
or
game.
1 HD for that at 7:30. Now then, what can Hull KR do? Because this game seemed at 2 stages, seemed to be in their pocket.
Oh, it was over.
It never is in this game, though, is it?
No, you're right, and there's no fat ladies singing here, that's for sure. It's
the only predictable thing about this competition is its unpredictability.
Too true. Oh, what a weekend we've had already on Sky Sports. It's been tremendous. It was a wonderful match last night, and a game that looked completely one-sided has turned on its head. As I say, that the never say die attitude of this Bradford Bulls outfit. Their coach Mick Potter, who was pleased with their performance. Okay, they didn't win last week, but he was pleased with it. And they have really come out against all the odds. It's amazing.
The Rugby League, haven't they? The Rugby Football League have purchased Odsal, the Bradford Stadium. I wonder if Bradford will ask them to evict them and put them out on the road the way this season's going. 3 wins from 3 possibly here tonight. They can't win at home, but that would all change next Saturday if they beat the Saints.
What fascinates me in the last 10 minutes is whether the two teams will change the way they've played. Will Hull KR have more urgency now that they're chasing the game? Will Bradford get more nervous now that they're in front, slightly in front? And I suppose Bradford in recent years haven't been that successful, and there's all the elements really to say that this is a tense 10 minutes for them.
It is. It's a massive last 10 for both these sides, and it's just as tense, of course, for St Helens, because I think whoever wins here tonight, they will drop out of the 8.
Yeah.
But
and it's all down
next Saturday up lovely.
It's all down to composure from here on in.
That's a great kick. We said Ben Jeffries is the only kick on the side. This man can kick. Jared Salmon can kick a ball. Just doesn't step up enough. He has on that occasion. And he's put a wonderful kick in and landed at about 7 metres off the try line. Although Steve Ganson might have ended up ultimately packing the scrum down on the 10-metre line. It's a great kick from Jared Salmon. As I said, when he puts his hand up and he goes as a kicking option, he is very, very good.
Interesting, it's the Bradford players who just plodded to the scrum, and it was the Hull KR players who got there quickly to force the referee to stop the clock. But we're inside the last 10, and here's Chris Wellham. He probably won't want to see that last try too many times, Chris Wellham, but let's give him benefit of the doubt. He had that nasty knee strain, and maybe he's just on 1.5 legs at the moment.
But to be fair, nice offload.
Well, they have to run the risk, don't they?
The point I'm making, Eddie, is that they take nothing away from Elliot Whitehead. It was a nice step, wasn't it? That ended in a good position. Composure by the Bulls. Don't give away a penalty. You've got to get back to the official on all occasions. Good work by Jared Salmon there.
Great decision.
Nowhere for Hall to go. He's halted on halfway. 4 tackles gone. Dobson pops the ball up. Here's big Joel Clinton trying to turn and spin in the tackle, but they clamped the ball, didn't they? It was good work. That was by Hargreaves. Whoa! That's the turnover. Walker, he just cleaned
He's hurt himself
Michael
as well.
Dobson out.
But that could be the match-winning tackle. He really came up second best here. But Dobson said, where did that come from?
And it's a nasty head clash here. Oh, there's nothing in it at all. There is absolutely nothing in that at all. It's
just a collision.
Just a collision, a nasty accidental clash of heads.
Are you speaking to me? No, you're not. No, you're not. Yeah? No, you didn't. I heard exactly what you said.
Well, he got away. He was somewhat dazed, but that could just be the fillip that they needed. He picked out Dobson. They realised he's the key player.
Do you want the stretcher?
If somebody's going to come up with something spectacular. He's the one that's receiving attention now.
I don't think Dobson wants to go off. He knows the desperation of this situation they find themselves in.
And over,
but I don't know whether he has any option. I mean, looks like he's got a nasty gash on the ear. As I say, completely accidental, the clash of heads.
What about the position that Walker put himself in? And
there's not a mark on Chef Walker. There's a man there, by the way, Chef Walker, who has suffered his own fair share of injuries.
Hand over. It's clock stop, yeah.
Well, if he's bleeding from the ear, they'll have to take him off.
It's just behind the ear.
Quite unusual for the game to be stopped, though, for an incident like this. I don't recall this happening very often. It's usually for serious spinal injuries or when the player's health might be in doubt, but this is very unusual.
He could be taken off the field, but I suppose, to be fair to all
this is going to be interesting,
this is
Eddie.
a very
this
big call, the keeping Dobson on the field, aren't they?
But
I know what you're saying. He should be off the field being treated. You're right.
This is not going to look pretty for the last 5 minutes. This strapping.
Come on, man.
And then
well, we saw John Wilkin, didn't we, in a Challenge Cup final? We had Andy Farrell.
Phantom of the Opera job, isn't it? But
not quite as bad as that.
Okay, back here.
Have you seen it?
Okay, go.
No, the appearance is not quite as bad. Oh, through the hole they go! Great run from Addy. Samet was in quickly at dummy half. Samet fancies it here. He goes down under the challenge.
Control.
Mika.
Brett Carney and Jeffries, and there's Carney again.
He almost got through. Lovegrove managed to hang on to him just with Lincoln with us. Manakafoa slips the pass to Whitehead. 4 tackles gone. Bradford finishing on the front foot. Here's Walker. A little fumble by Hargreaves. It's Jeffries. Down he goes. Solid tackle from Mika. Underneath the sticks. Oh, Diskin gets the pass away. Walker!
He's got it down.
Chef Walker!
He'll give this.
Well, he won't yet.
No, he's gone up.
Just check the ground in, please.
Well, he's got to look and see with the momentum. I think it's all in one action. Walker came crashing through. He definitely got it down, but did he get it down in time? Watch this. Wellham stops him. It's on the arm, it's on the leg, he's spinning, and to my way of thinking, that should be a try. That could seal it.
Well, it could. Chev Walker, once upon a time of Hull KR, gets the ball down.
I think that's a try time.
I'm with you, Steve. I think it's a try as well. It's Matt Diskin sharp out on behalf as Ben Jeffries.
Ben Jeffries moving forward then after the play the ball. I don't think that's allowed. Is that something else that they're looking at here?
Well, they'll have to. I mean, it's such a vital point of this game.
Oh yeah, Ben Jeffries is
Ben Jeffries launches himself.
You can't advance like that.
No, you can't do it. Watch him. Jeffries plays the ball and runs at Reece Lovegrove. Well, you can't do that. That's got to be wiped off.
It's a penalty.
Well, that will be a shame for Walker and Bradford if it's going to be chalked off.
It's got to be
no try. Well, what on earth? And he says, what's that for? And when he looks at it later on, and he shrugs his shoulders and smiles, but when he looks at it later on, it's become clear. Because Jeffries, if he'd played the ball, nothing wrong, but look at him, why advance towards the marker?
Well, it's obviously a planned move that they do. You see, Diskin takes full advantage, but you're not going to get away with it, especially on television, where we've got all the cameras, slow-mo replays.
It's almost like checking did he touch the ball with his foot for every single video try. It's pretty unusual you see that. We're going to get a dramatic finale now to this match. Another strong tackle on that side of the field. This time Carl Price.
Yes, good hit on Wellham it was. And here's Clinton. 26-24, 2 points in it. We have 7 minutes remaining here at Craven Park.
Here's Phantom Dobson.
Hall gets it wide. Webster with strength, but good work from Lulia to pull him down. There's Lovegrove. Now Hall again.
Lalia's injured. He's having a tension way back. Can't afford to get him off.
Nika goes down on the last tackle. Withers.
Chip.
Oh, Dobson's dropped it. Under pressure. Knock on. That will be the turnover. That was a great hit. Was it Whitehead?
It was Elliot Whitehead. Well, he's been so impressive. He's been running out on that right flank off the air, and you see Whitehead just zoned in on him.
He actually dropped it before the tackle, but it was his presence that caused the mistake. Plus maybe the fact that the old marbles are rattling round in the head on Michael Dobson after that clash with Walker.
Well, the experience of this man, Matt Diskin, now knows it's all about putting himself in a good position. They've utilised the kick into the corners.
Manukafoa will pick himself up. Diskin is the man in at dummy half. It'll come back to Jeffries inevitably. And he'll spin it wide, and it comes further wide to Lulia. Holding the ball one-handed. Can he stay in? Oh, he gets the ball away. Never mind stay in the field of play. Here is Samet. Now it's Jeffries again. A loose pass. Carney picks up the pieces, skirts around Wellham. They've got 3 men out there. Can Carney get the ball in field? No, he can't. Last tackle here for Bradford.
Jeffries wants it. Will he get it?
He has. Here's the kick again. Looking out wide. The ball bounces and it's picked up by McDonald, the fullback, and he's going to be bundled over the line. It's a goal line dropout. Bradford are finishing this game in absolutely magnificent fashion.
You would not have offered a simple shilling
I don't need
to say that Bradford and have a bet to say they would get through it. Diskin nearly took the ball off Shannon McDonald.
Bateman and Diskin forcing the pressure. It's the 4th goal line dropout that Bradford have forced. And here they come back again in the shape of this big fellow, Manukafoa.
This is a huge effort from Bradford, considering the start they had to the game and how difficult they made it for themselves.
And how many men they've got out, Brian,
absolutely,
well.
to be leading by 2 points. They're down to prop, which takes its toll on some of the bigger forwards. 5 minutes to go there in the box seat in this game.
Yeah, they lost 3 players last week. They've lost 2 here tonight so far. We'll wait to hear the medical reports during the course of the week, but it's a fantastic effort from the Bulls, this. Here's Whitehead. Gets the ball away. Oh, Walker has it! And Walker was denied earlier by the video referee. Now he's denied by 4 Rovers defenders.
Look how deep Jeffries is standing now. He's not going to be put under pressure at all. That is quick thinking.
Bateman once again. Skirting around them, Bateman still going. Bateman gets the pass away. Here's Danny Addy. It's desperate defence from Hull KR, and it's pretty good attack from Bradford Bulls. Lulia! Crooks, I think, might have scored a wonder try.
Is it the hat-trick? He'll go
upstairs.
He's
Going upstairs again.
This could be special. Has he transferred this into his right hand and plonked it down? Keith Lulia, left-handed carry.
Brilliant
and
pass.
Crooks a juggle.
That's try time.
Oh, look at that! Look at the arm! Look at the arm! Is he on the line? Look at the hand!
I think the fingertips are up.
There's a shadow.
This will be given.
Well, they're not
This
even.
will seal it, and it has been.
What a way to score a hat-trick! Jason Crooks. What a pass from Lulia! What a win for Bradford Bulls. Against all the odds, against great adversity, a hat-trick for this man, and 2 points on the Super League ladder for the Bradford Bulls.
Well, the home side, they were celebrating. At 24-8 in front, they did not take into account this Bradford Bulls fight back. The pass from Keith Lulia was wonderful, absolutely superb. Look at that. Was it 4? Maybe. It doesn't matter. It's all over now.
Well, Jason Crooks, what a night for him. A night that started disastrously for Bradford. They were 12-0 down. They were 12-0 down after just 8 minutes. It looked like Hull KR were going to come home with a wet sail, but it is the Bradford Bulls who will take home the points tonight. We've had 4 second-half tries from them since the 54th minute. An incredible victory for them, and one they will savour. It's come at a cost, because they've lost Langley and they've lost Scruton to further injury, just to add to the growing list of casualties that they have at Odsal. But what a win this is. And Samet to put the icing on the cake. Oh, and he has as well. 32-24, 24-8 down after 4 minutes of the second half, and they have hit them with 20, how many? 24 unanswered points in this second half.
There's been so many heroes, haven't they, on the Bradford side. The fullback Carney has been absolutely outstanding, and looks like Price has put his foot into touch. So they'll have the last chance here. Will the Rovers? Yeah, you can see quite clearly.
No, Jack, he's got it. No, it's all right, I don't need him, right.
Less than 2 minutes, 8 points though now. Surely there isn't enough time for Hull KR to come back from this.
And how vital was that conversion there by Jared Samet? From way out on this left-hand side, he added the conversion. It could very well prove to be the difference. Now, there's no full-back there for Bradford. Will they grab a kick? Maybe the chip over the top. They're trying to get it through with the centre, Chris Wellham.
1.5 minutes and counting. Here goes that big fellow again, Nicky Paya.
He's had an outstanding game as well. Doesn't deserve to be on the losing side.
Dobson. Oh, interception, Carl Price. Has he got the pace? Has Carl Price got the pace? Everyone's after him. And everyone is still after him, and eventually he goes down to the ground. It looked like he was treading in wet cement at times there, Carl Price.
It didn't matter. He knew that he didn't have to pass the ball. He knew that they were in a good position, and he knows they've got that lead.
Crook's going to go in for 4 now. It's Lulier, and Keith Lulier seals a victory for Bradford that never looked like possibility after 8 minutes of this match. Keith Lulier with the final Bradford Bulls try. What a second half performance from Mick Potter's men. Crooks with 2 in the second half. Remember, he scored in the first. Diskin, Carney and Lulier at the end. This is a victory that has been snatched.
This is just incredible. This is why we love the game, and full credit there to Carl Price. As Eddie mentioned, that was wet cement out there, but he knew all he had to do was just keep the possession, not lose the football, carried on through, and you can see the Rovers defence, they were very, very slow to get back. And Keith Lulier finishes it all off, smiles all around on the Bulls. This has been an incredible turnaround.
Well, it's made you want to watch the next performance. Luckily we can.
We can, and it's against the Saints at Odsal next Saturday. And they would love to be able to transfer this sort of form onto their home ground, and I'm sure that that will be the aim over the course of this next 7 days. Bradford Saints next Saturday, 5 o'clock, with us here live on Sky Sports. Samet has just kicked one off the touchline. The full-time siren has gone in the background. It doesn't really matter, only in terms of how the scoreline will look in the papers in the morning. Hull KR will stay on 24. What will Bradford's final total be? We'll know in a second. And he's just sliced that one wide. It's 36 points to 24. The Bradford Bulls have won it. And it's gone very quiet at Craven Park.